Hello everyone, it is Saturday, November the 30th, last day of November, and it is the feast of St. Andrew, Apostle, Martyr for the Faith. He was his brother, of course, we know is Simon Peter, right? Peter the Apostle. Okay, unique readings for the day, so we actually don't finish up the book of Revelation, because tomorrow, first Sunday of Advent, and we're into Advent. We are reading from the Epistle to the Romans, chapter 10. If you confess with your lips that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For one who believes with the heart and so is justified, and one confesses with the mouth and so is saved. Okay, and then near the end of this section, it's so faith comes from what is heard, and it is heard, and what is heard comes through the word of Christ. So the essential task of the apostles is basically to repeat to the world what Jesus taught them. It's essentially what it's all about. They had to govern, of course they did. They were princes of the church. They had to start churches wherever they went. They had to establish order rather than chaos. But essentially what their ministry was about preaching. All that Jesus had taught them, they were to repeat to people and tell the stories that he told them. It's really what it was all about. And Andrew, like the others, excepting Judas, were faithful to this. Andrew never wrote, as far as we know, he never wrote anything, wasn't interested in writing anything. Obviously, because he didn't write anything. But he was faithful to his commission. He was faithful to the mission. He was faithful to the vision of Jesus, that God so loved the world, he gave his only son. And that's what you and I are called to be as well. Don't have to be an apostle in the strict sense of the word to do that. Apostle simply means one who is sent. And Jesus now sends you and me. We share in this calling. He calls us to our homes, our families, our work, our social encounters, and so on. So Andrew is such a great example. Ask him to mentor you from heaven, to watch over you and guide you and teach you from his place in heaven. You know, we believe we have a connection with the Church Triumphant or not. So even if you don't feel it, if you ask, he will help you. Over to the gospel. Okay, it's a short gospel, but it's packed. As Jesus walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. And he said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men." Immediately they left their nets and followed him. So basically, their whole life was changed by this, right? They hear Jesus. Jesus speaks to them, they hear him, and they respond to what they hear by leaving everything and following Jesus. And so begins the greatest adventure of their lives. And it wasn't easy either. It wasn't some, romantic sort of adventure in the typical sense that we think about romance as being all sweet and nice and everything. No, there was hot days, there was hungry days, there were sleepless nights, there were attacks from others, misunderstandings. When our Lord ascended into heaven, it was not always easy, and yet they understood they were being called by the Son of the living God to preach life and holiness and to do battle against the principalities and powers. No, there's no greater adventure than this. This is the call to true greatness, and it's what you and I are called to in our time. Our life is nothing less than a call to greatness. So basically, we have to ask our Lord to help us open ourselves to this calling. Ask St. Andrew from his place in heaven. He gave his life for Christ, not only giving it over to him, but he physically laid down his life for Jesus rather than deny the Master. And that's what you and I have to do. We have to pray for the grace to never deny the Master by our actions, by our words, even in our intellect. Perhaps it's never said, but certainly in our actions, we must pray for the grace to never deny our Lord. He has done so much for us. So ask St. Andrew once again to guide you, to mentor you, to watch over you, to teach you from his place in heaven. God bless you.